What it do, baby?
What's
It's
going
your boy,
on?
Mr. Prophytes Be Like, here on the Prophytes Be Like podcast. Y'all already see it. Y'all see who on. It's Mr. Marshall Glaze, member of Alpha Phi Alpha. What's up, Frat? How you doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I'm doing good.
Hey, man, it's Tuesday, man. I'm just happy to have you here, man. I know you a busy guy out in these streets, man. I know they keeping you ripping and running. I'm sure you talking to somebody every day, whether it's online, in the grocery store, at church, at work. Yeah, I know you going through the gauntlet of interviews, man.
Yeah, man. It's been crazy. It's been a wild ride.
I bet. And we about to get right into it. We about to get right into it.
Yeah.
So um if you're watching, this is our second episode on YouTube. And of course, thank you to those who listen to us on all podcast streaming platforms. Make sure you subscribe. Marshall, let's get into it, man. So, you're originally from Baltimore, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. How many siblings you got?
I have two siblings. I got an older brother and an older sister.
Got you. Right, right. Oh, wait, you the baby.
I'm the baby. Yeah.
You the baby. What's the age gap?
So my brother's only 1 year older than me. My sister's only 4 years older than me. So we're still pretty close, but still nonetheless, baby a bunch.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. So, um, you went to University of Baltimore, right?
Mhm.
What did you major in?
So I originally majored in criminal justice. I wanted to go into law enforcement, and that was
Oh,
on the heels. That was on the heels of me wanting to go into the Air Force. So the Air Force didn't work out in high school, and then I went to college, and I was going to do a couple of years, and then go and try to be a cop somewhere. That didn't work out. God had another plan for me, so I switched over to English, and I was majoring in English with a concentration in creative writing, and then man, it took off from there.
okay.
Yeah.
Man, I that's way different from what you were gonna say.
What,
Definitely for
what,
sure.
what do you think I was gonna say?
Shit, not that. But like for me, for example, like a lot of people don't know this, but I graduated from Mizzou with a business major. I started off as a journalism major, broadcast journalism, and then I switched to secondary education, math. And when I tell people that, they be like, "What? Huh? You want to be a teacher? Or you want to be, broadcast?" Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's where I thought I was gonna be. God had other plans, kind of like what you said. So, um, but you crossed the University of Baltimore too, right?
I did. I did.
Okay,
Fall
okay.
16.
Fall 16.
Yes,
What's your
sir.
club again?
Trey Club, baby.
Trey Club, man. Hey, you want to know what's crazy, dog? You remind me of my Trey, dog. Like
Oh,
it's
for
so
real?
crazy. It's insane, man. You remind me of my Trey. That's hilarious, bro. So funny. So funny. I hope he's watching. What's up, Nick? Anyways, so why Alpha? Why Alpha Phi Alpha?
Oh, man, where do I start? So I guess I'll start with I am legacy. My
Okay.
Yeah, so my grandfather, he crossed at Lincoln University, new chapter, in the 40s. And then my dad is an Alpha too. He actually chartered his chapter up at Union College in Schenectady, New York, Pi chapter, Spring '83. And then my brother is Spring 16, by way of where did he cross? He crossed YZ at UMBC. So he's Spring 16. So it was always something that I knew I was going to do. And my trajectory into Alpha is a very unusual one, but I'm really glad that I did it, because I just knew that I wanted to be an Alpha ever since because I grew up around my dad and his line brothers, and then the people he crossed with up in Pi, and so I just saw the brotherhood, and I knew that they were doing good for the community and just the way they carried themselves. And so that was a goal of mine when I got to college. I knew I was going to be a part of a fraternity, and I knew it was going to be Alpha Phi Alpha. And it's just really serendipitous that my brother crossed the season right before I did.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to be an Alpha. I always asked him, like, "Yo, you gonna cross all that stuff?" And he was just like, "Yeah, no, I don't know if I want to pledge. I don't know if I want to do that." And then he ended up pledging, and like that was a really crazy moment to go to his probate, and I just saw like a different person, and that kind of like invigorated me to like, all right, let me get on my stuff. So, man, University of Baltimore, like there's no Greek life at University of Baltimore. My line brother, myself, and our Neo were the only three University of Baltimore graduates that crossed into a Divine Nine Greek organization in undergrad.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I have all the thanks to Delta Lambda. Delta Lambda brought me in, raised me, and my line brother, and my Neo, and we have them to thank for bringing us into Alpha. And we had a very unusual experience, but still the best experience ever.
Yeah, for sure. So you mentioned your brother, your dad. Is your sister Greek?
Yeah, my sister is Sigma Gamma Rho. Don't give me the lines. Spring. I'm not gonna get her stuff wrong. I'm gonna just she went to Johns Hopkins University.
Okay.
I forget her info. She told me and I know it, but I'm just forgetting it right now.
Oh no, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I did hear fall 16, and I'm a fall line as well. So I gotta toot your little horn. I gotta toot the horn right there, real lines being the fall type thing. Well, we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get
Yeah.
into the fall spring beef. I'm sure you do it with your brother a lot as far as the spring and fall differences or whatever. But no, it's all good. Man, that's what's up. It's good to know that you had a legacy that was put in front of you for your third generation alpha. Like that's amazing. And hopefully, you know, that continues on down the line.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Your grandfather started back in the 40s and with your dad in the 80s, and now you and your brother. So
Yes, sir.
um so I guess speaking of Alpha, you worked for Alpha too, right?
I did. I did.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my first professional job out of college. I was the frat's new media and content manager, and,
Okay.
and I was there from 2017 to 2019, and it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
Working for headquarters was was definitely. I was in rooms that I never thought that I would be at 22, 23, and 24. Like I was sitting with congressmen and congresswomen, and I was really close to senators and all these other influential people. And it was all because of Alpha. Working for the frat definitely put me in this mindset of business first and community first. And that has set me on this trajectory in my life as far as a professional, because they took a chance on me, bro. Like my may he rest in peace. Henry Stewart, brother Henry Stewart, he crossed Alpha Row 99. He passed away, unfortunately, and he gave me my first break. Same thing with brother Jamie Riley. He crossed BO 03. And,
They don't
and
cry.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Tennessee State.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And then brother Eric Webb crossed New Chapter as well, 89. And they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And so when I interviewed with them, they gave me a shot. And shout out to brother Malik Watley, Beta Alpha. I believe he's fall 13 as well. And they showed me the ropes, man. I have everything in my life, everything professionally, I have to owe to them, because they showed me everything that I know about new media, social media marketing, content management. So, man, big ups to those brothers.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so after after the work in the frat, I assume that's how you ended up in Seattle for another job.
Yeah, so I left headquarters and I actually moved to Oakland. I was working at UC Berkeley doing content and social media management for their graduate division. So all of their graduate education, that's what they call the graduate division. It's kind of like an administrative kind of arm for all their graduate education. And
Yeah.
I was running the social media for that. And so that was a really, really good opportunity. And then I left Oakland and came up here for an advertising agency. And man, it's been a wild ride ever since.
Oh, I bet. I can only imagine how much of a ride it's been, my brother.
Yeah, man.
And kudos to you because you're what, 27, right?
27, yep.
27. You've
Mhm,
done a lot of great things from just your resume, from what you've told me today.
mhm.
I knew that you did work for the fraternity, but I didn't know about the UC Berkeley job and things of that nature. So um, I would say that you definitely on the right path to success in your career. And if you had any advice to anyone who wants to get into like marketing and social media management, what would you say to them?
I would say, start now. Sorry about the sirens too, if you can hear that. Start now, start early and work on your own personal social media if you want to get into social media management. There's a lot of information out there that is at your disposal. A whole bunch of people call it YouTube Academy.
Yeah.
You log into YouTube and it's knowledge at your fingertips. And I would say start to learn video editing, photo editing, learn all that stuff and learn it very quickly because it's changing. You know, I would also say, learn all of this artificial intelligence stuff too, like the Chat GPTs of the world. Like learn that stuff too because that's going to alter how all of us in the social media management, content creation. It's going to change a lot of things for us. So I think the young people these days have a really good opportunity to learn a lot that can intertwine technology with the conventional way of marketing. And it's a really fascinating time to be living in because we're going through a really wild transition that's going into artificial intelligence. And so, yeah, start now, start early, and just keep your head down and keep pushing because someone's going to take a chance on you, and you have to be ready to rise to the occasion when they do.
For sure. For sure. That's good advice. For sure, man. Um, so from there,
Mhm.
how hold on, let me back up to let you know. So I usually don't watch shows like this, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, but this is how I found out. So I work for Nike. And
Okay.
so I'm a co-chair for a Black Employee Network here in St. Louis for our city, basically.
Uh-huh.
And Brett, he's in a we're in a group together on a Slack channel, and he just went in there one day and was like, "Hey y'all, I'm gonna be on this Love Is Blind season 4 show. Please tune in." And I was like, "Okay, I might have to watch this." I get on Instagram and I see the fraternity page say, "Hey, we got a brother named Marshall that's gonna be on Love Is Blind this season. Make sure you tune in." I was like, "Oh, I really need to tap in now." So ever since then, I've been like glued to what's happening. So every time the episode will drop, I was watching them all, and I'm like, "Oh man, gotta wait till next week. Gotta wait till next week, see what happens." And then of course the reunion comes, and we did get a live reunion. It's all good. I had to wait another day. It's all good. No fault to y'all. But and I might have some questions about like the reunion, like before it's set and stuff like that. But other than that, I guess how did you find out about the opportunity to go on the show? And then two, I guess what made you sign up?
Yeah, so I had no idea that the show existed. The opportunity actually came to me, and I thought that the casting managers were casting for the pilot season, because the only reality TV I had seen up until that point, outside of like back in the day when like Flavor of Love and all that stuff, but
Right. Yeah.
that to us is like culture, not really reality TV. But anyway, the only reality TV I had seen up until that point, outside of that, was my cousin's season of The Bachelorette, and like even so, I half-ass watched that because I just fast forwarded through to his parts, and so I really had no idea. I had seen Lauren and Cameron on my Twitter feed one day. This is back in 2020 when their season dropped. And so I'm like, okay, once I started to do more research, like, oh, that's where they're from. Okay, I understand it's a really popular show now, but that was already weeks into the casting process when I realized how big of a show that this was. And so what initially got my interest was the way that it was presented to me, because my entire life I've been like a hopeless romantic and always kind of romanticized love and marriage and all that. And so it was presented to me just as that. They were romanticizing the process of finding someone and falling in love through a wall. And I was like, wait a minute, that sounds really cool. And that sounds really, really amazing. And it was it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so when you from cities like ours, that stuff doesn't come around, especially for brothers and sisters of color. You know what I'm saying? So I hopped at it. I jumped at it the moment that they said it was a green light. So I'm really blessed to even be thought of and sought after for this. And everything that's coming after it's just been a huge blessing. And I'm really fortunate for it all.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I did peep also. Are you a life member?
I am.
I peeped the life member pin. Like as soon as you put the suit on, I was like, he a life member. That look like a life member pin. What's your life member number? You know it?
I do. 14109.
Y'all life members get on my nerves, man. Like I swear, every life member. I mean, I guess because we know our member IDs too, but I mean, every life member I know, they be like life member number 7279. Shout out to
Right.
Marshall Glaze. Like, so you
Bro.
one of them. I'm trying to get up there one day, dog. I'm gonna get there. I need to go ahead and submit mine before they push it up to $10,000, whatever the crazy.
Yeah, right. And listen, bro, like that was I'm the same way. I don't ever like flex the number. I just have it in the back of my mind. I'm like Rain Man when it comes to numbers. I always memorize everything. But there was this one brother who would always call the office, and he would always, I'm not gonna say his name, but he would always be like, "This is brother so and so, life member number 114, yada yada yada." Every single time he would call, I'm like, okay, brother so and so. Nice to talk to you, brother so and so.
That's hilarious. And 114, well, wait, never mind. I ain't gonna get into that. Anyways, but yeah, I peeped you were a life member. So I was like, oh yeah, he really repping the set for sure. So
Yeah.
shout out to you for repping your life membership. Do you get around to any of the regional and general conventions at all?
So I haven't in a couple of years. I needed to take a break after giving 2 years of my best years to Alpha.
I feel that.
Because bro, working at headquarters, as beautiful as it was, as close knit as the staff was, man, it was like pledging again. And it was like nonstop for 2 years. And I couldn't turn it off because I would want to be involved with Delta Lambda. I want to be involved with the local chapters and go to these events and do community service. But then I'm just getting so many questions about headquarters stuff that I can't turn off being an Alpha. Like my phone would ring off the hook because all the brothers would want to talk about Alpha. And I'm like, yo, you can call me and we can go out and grab a beer and we can talk about some regular stuff. How's your wife? How's your daughter doing? Like, let's talk about your son in school. Like, let's talk about a baseball game or something. But it was always Alpha, and it was my life for 24/7 for 2 years. And I needed to take a break, and I took a long hiatus. I think when I came to Seattle, I leaned on the shield. There was a brother out here by the name of Clark Laprell, my brother. He showed me the ropes of Seattle. And he's no longer here in Seattle. He lives in Raleigh, North Carolina now. But he showed me all of his friends. He showed me all around the brothers because he crossed out here. The name of the chapter is escaping me right now, but he crossed out here fall 18. And it's just, that's the power of the brotherhood. You go to a completely new city, don't know anybody. You find one brother and they show you their entire community. And that community shows love based off of the strength of that brother. So that kind of reestablished that love that I always knew that I had for the fraternity. And now I'm just looking to get back into it. So it's not an open door. So brothers, don't hit me up talking about something. No, it's not an open door, not an open invitation. But I will be putting on for the frat. I will be carrying that with me. And everything that I do with this platform is definitely going to keep, the aims of our fraternity in mind. And I'm really looking to just really push the culture forward for us again. And so yeah, I'm going to Dallas.
Hey, we
I'm
finna
gonna be in
turn
Dallas.
up.
I'm
Hey,
gonna be
let's
in
turn
Dallas.
up. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's gonna be my grand re-entrance back into the
Welcome
fraternity.
back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I'll be down there too for sure.
Yeah.
No, back to the point of when you were working for the fraternity. I can kind of relate to that because with the platform I run, Prophytes be like, whenever I go to like picnics or whatever during the summer, like that's all people want to talk about is like
Mhm.
Greek life. And me personally, like I'm a person outside of,
Mhm.
Prophytes be like, so I like watching basketball, football, or, knowing about what's going on in the world. I don't just like want to talk about what's going on in Alpha or what's
Mhm.
happening here, what's happening there. I mean, yeah, like I have this Greek platform that I run, but that's not what I want to talk about when I, meet people. So I definitely feel you on that for sure. Backing up a little bit, with you being from Baltimore, are you a Ravens fan?
100%. However,
Okay.
however, I do have to plug. I do have an NFC team now. I love me some
I
Seattle
peeped.
Seahawks.
I just peeped on Instagram. So you a Seattle Seahawks fan now too, huh?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Okay, for sure, for sure. So never mind. I ain't gonna get into the Lamar situation, man. It might be that might be a soft spot right
It
there,
is a
man.
soft
But
spot, man. I don't want
I,
to talk about that, but I am happy we got OBJ. I want to see what his old ass can do, man. But let's see. Let's see what he can do.
all right. So here's the thing, man. So OBJ, let me see how old OBJ is. OBJ is
He got to be like
uh
33, 34.
I'm trying to think because all right, so OBJ is 30 years old. I'm 30 years old. So you calling me old?
No, I'm not. But you know, 30,
It's
like 30
old
in
in it's
football.
old in wide receiver years. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm just talking stuff, dog. I just had to talk stuff, man. No, on my bucket list though, I'm trying to go to every NFL, NBA, and MLB stadium. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
definitely about to hit the Ravens Stadium in this upcoming year. So I'm gonna knock that one off my bucket list. Hopefully Lamar's there.
Yeah,
Uh,
M&T Bank Stadium, baby. The best stadium in the
M&T.
world.
Oh, is it?
It
Because
is.
I think Jerry World, Dallas Cowboys, AT&T Stadium would like to have a word with you.
I don't
Um,
know, man. I don't know, man. Look, Baltimore has the two best sports venues in the world: Camden
you think
Yard and M&T Bank Stadium.
okay, okay. I was just at WrestleMania in LA about 3 weeks ago in
Okay.
SoFi. And that stadium, I gotta go back for a football game because
Okay.
the way that stadium is set up,
Mhm.
man. Then I got to try to hit Vegas. Oh man, I can go on and on about sports, man. But
Yeah.
and I guess I got to hit the 12th man. Is that what the Seattle Seahawks call themselves? The 12th man on the field or something? I got to
The
hit.
lead, the
Oh man,
boom. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Their stadium is beautiful too. It's like right on it's really close to the water. Uh
Mm-hmm.
and it's right downtown and it's right next to T-Mobile Park, where the Mariners play. Beautiful, beautiful venue. And so shout out to the Seahawks. But definitely you gotta come out here and you gotta let me take you to a game, bro.
Hey, for sure, man. Hey, I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna definitely hit you up about it because
Yeah.
hey, as soon as because sometimes I come there for work in Beaverton, Oregon.
Okay.
Whenever I'm out that way, dog, I'm gonna hit you up for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad. We see how I get off topic. Like I said, like I'm just trying to learn about you, man. I ain't trying to get too much into the Love Is Blind stuff. We didn't heard a lot about it
Yeah.
from everywhere else, man. Um, but no, back to Love Is Blind though.
Mhm.
It, the process just seems difficult. Like you have to like be able to tap into your like inner self to be emotionally available through that process because you don't see this person. You gotta know, you gotta let them know who you are as a person. Um,
Mhm.
and it opens up a different level of vulnerability. Um, what was your mindset going into this process, and how did you? Um, well, I'm not going to mention the result, but How did you how did you want the result to um what did you want the result to be after this, basically? Like, were you really going to like um take this person um as your own, um work through whatever situations?
Mhm.
Just tell me your thought process throughout, before and then after.
Yeah. I didn't really have any expectations going into it because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had watched season two was was airing or had just finished airing when I was going into the pods. So I had binged the first two seasons and I still didn't really understand how I wanted to how I wanted to show up. All that I knew that I needed to rely on who I am as a person. And so that's why I feel like a lot of people are gravitating towards me online and those who are watching the show because I am who I am, and what you see is what you get. You know, I didn't turn off anything. I didn't amplify or decrease anything about my personality. I just came exactly constant, consistent with who I am as a person, and that's the way that I approached the relationships with the women in the pods. You know, because we date everybody, all 15, all 30, 15 women, 15 men, and we all date each other. I mean, obviously the men and the women date each other. And I just went in there respecting everybody and kind of understanding that this is not a normal experience. And so I just wanted to create a safe space for everybody who I was talking to, both the men and the women. And so, you know, as you see, um, Brett, myself, Kwame, and a few other guys in there. Too many to mention, but those are the two guys that I'm gonna highlight because they are Black men, and because we did end up going the distance with each other. It was really important for me to create a safe space for them because I understand how important it is for us to be vulnerable and create that precedent that it's okay for Black men to be vulnerable. You know, we don't have to go in there. We don't have to be have a hard shell. We don't have to go in there and be macho, super machismo. We can go in there and we can be exactly who we need to be to go find love. And sometimes that is to be hard. Where then other times, like in my case, it's okay to be soft. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to create uh like I said, a precedent that it's okay to be whatever you feel like you need to be as a man, especially in the media, especially in this public perception that we get a bad rap. And you know. And so that was probably the biggest expectation I had on it. But you know, in terms of um, the relationship that I had, I still had uh, I had no expectation on it because I knew that we were just meeting each other for the first time. And the way that it shook, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for those who didn't see it. Just go ahead and watch it. But I will say
We
though,
doing spoilers. Go ahead, man.
okay,
They should have
okay.
seen it by now.
They should have seen it by now. You're right. You're right. You're
Yep.
right. You're right. It hurt. It hurt, but that was just a normal kind of progression of a failed relationship. You know, sometimes it hurts, and that's not on anybody. You know, I feel like if it was anybody else, it would have turned out bad. But since I know who I am as a person and I know what I have to offer, and I know my worth, quite frankly, it didn't sting as bad or as long as it would have if it was somebody else who didn't have that level of self-awareness. So yeah, man, no expectations on anybody, but no expectations on the process. It was a really difficult one. I will add that, you know, because like you said, you got to go in there and you got to you have to show your personality without being physical facing. You know, we were talking behind a wall, and you have to somehow show your personality and entice somebody. You got to have riz. You got to show your riz through a wall. That's difficult. That's very difficult. And so, you know, the added pressures of the camera being mic'd up all the time, that was also there, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah. With that last part, would you say that the experiment is kind of influenced by Netflix a little bit?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. So the production company is actually Kinetic Content. So Kinetic Content develops the series, and so that's the production company, and it's not influenced. It
Okay.
is super real. No, I was never told what to say. The only thing that I was told was correcting my tense. So if I was talking in past tense, but I needed to talk in present, that was the only thing that I was being told to correct. And I was never told what to say or how to say it. Just, hey, you should say it this way because you have to say like this is happening in the past. They'll see it in the past, so you have to talk in, well, whatever the tense is. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
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 because y'all definitely had me fooled. I
yeah.
was
None of it
thinking
was
like,
fabricated.
yeah, y'all had me fooled because I honestly didn't know when y'all, recorded this. I was thinking like, this was recorded 2 months ago, but it was a whole year ago.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I guess what month are we talking? Like what month last year was this being taking place?
I don't know if I can talk about that.
Okay, dang it. All
Yeah.
right. My bad. I'm trying to tap into the Netflix secrets here. We can't do that. We ain't trying to mess up no NDAs and nothing you got
Right,
going
right.
on, man. We ain't trying to mess up your bag. My bad, Fred. My bad.
It's all
Um,
good.
but no, so maybe can you say something about this? You can just let me know yes or no. So I guess what's the duration that this experiment happens? It's a week
Longer
or
than a week. Yeah, it's longer than a week. So we're in the pods. I mean, because all this stuff is, I mean, it's on the season they put in the lower thirds. We're in the pods for 10 days.
right,
Um,
right.
and then we go to the getaway for 5 or 6 days. And then after that, it's about 2, 3 weeks before the altar. So yeah, it was a pretty substantial amount of time.
Yeah. So then my question with that back to the pause for 10 days. Did y'all like did y'all stay there or
Talk about that.
okay. That's what I was trying to get at, but I didn't know if you can answer that either. But it's worth a shot.
Yeah, it's the
Dang.
magic of TV, baby.
Man, it's definitely the magic of TV because here I am thinking like, shit. It's like the flavor of love where like y'all staying in a
Yeah.
mansion for X amount of days and okay. That's all I need to know. My bad. I ain't gonna get into it too much. Um I guess what cast members do you still talk to this day? I know I've seen you on social media with some others at talking events, but are there any that you just kind of like keep in contact with like on a daily or weekly basis?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of the cast. I mean, all 30 of us. We're still
Oh,
yeah, we still pretty much talk. We have a group chat. We talk pretty often. It's slowed down in the past couple of weeks, but yeah, as far as the core cast goes, um, I would say I try to get up with all of them as much as possible.
all of them?
Most of them, uh,
I'm sorry I had to do that.
most of
I'm,
them,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Brad. My
yeah.
bad. My bad.
However, and I'll speak to that. We're all cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's all cool. And I feel like there's some things that were unresolved for some at the reunion. But that's gonna take some time. People are gonna have their own conversations. But for the most part, everybody's cool. Nobody wants any drama. There's not a lot of animosity between people. So I would say that there's a lot of love within our cast. We're all still pretty tight, and so like I comment on everybody's stuff, and just like friendly banter back and forth. So yeah, I would say we're pretty cool. But if I had to hone in on a couple people, obviously Brett, obviously Kwame, and who's like in Zach and Paul, they really slept on our relationship.
Yeah.
They didn't really show too much of the of the black guys and the white guys being cool. We're really, really tight. Like we're all five of us, we're super tight. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So were you like, back to the pies? Were you like the Chef Curry of the group? Like, were you like the one that was always cooking for everybody? Because I mean, the way you was like sprinkling the pancakes on that jar, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm eating at the Ritz Carlton or somewhere, man. Like the way he the way he throwing down, like, man, like we about to get a Marshall's restaurant open in Seattle or something.
Yeah, so I actually was able to cook in the pods, and so one day we were able to make some breakfast, and Paul and I actually Paul's a really good chef too. He's actually from New Orleans, and
Okay.
so he's got some of that Cajun Creole in his blood, and so he can throw down, and so we cooked a nice breakfast for the guys. And one thing that didn't make it that I'm upset because I know Gordon Ramsay watches with his daughter
Uh-huh.
made this crazy, crazy, crazy good rack of lamb for Jackie in the pods. And it
Okay.
didn't make it. It didn't make it. And I'm so upset about that because it was really good. I had it, played it real nice, had the garnish, all of that stuff.
Oh man. Hey, as soon as you open that restaurant, I'm in there. And breakfast is my favorite. So if it's a brunch spot, hey, we send that thing out, man. I'm
that,
bringing a busload of them out there, man. For
that.
real. No, you was doing your thing. So I guess back to the show. I guess, how does it feel seeing yourself on TV, like in a series on Netflix?
Man, I never thought that it would happen like this. Never thought that it would go down like how it is. I watched it and I thought that I would be, because when you watch yourself back and you listen to a recording or whatever, you kind of cringe. But
Definitely.
but I didn't, and it was the weirdest thing ever. Like I was excited, I was proud to see myself on TV, and like I would find myself sitting on the edge of the couch, just kind of like leaning in whenever I popped on the screen. And don't you know that Leonardo DiCaprio meme? Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, yep.
yeah, that's how
Pointing
it
at it, yeah. Hey, that's me
was.
on the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah,
That's funny, man. That is hilarious.
yeah,
It sounds like, from even though your situation didn't go as planned, it sounds like you enjoyed it.
yeah,
Am I on par with that?
yes.
Okay. Um, so I guess now that the show is over, um, where does your love life stand now? Uh,
Yes. So, and I'm glad you asked because the last podcast I did, I was still in conflict with myself, because I I had been I am still with this person that I met a year. Well, in July it'll be a year. But I was conflicted with bringing someone who I met in private into the public. And I know how that sounds. It's like, oh, well, you trying to make it seem like you're single. No, not really. And then also like this is also new, and it's not natural the way that you go from being a regular person to a not so regular person and having all eyes on you all at once. And it was really like messing with my mental. And I was playing chess with all the pieces in my life, and I was about to knock the wrong piece off the board, with my girlfriend now. And that just wasn't the right thing to do. And I felt like it wasn't. And so I told her that she deserved someone who is fully in. And up until that point, for like 4 or 5 weeks, I was in and out because of all this stuff that was happening. And I wanted to work on myself and have the time to like really figure out how I wanted to maneuver in this world. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And for me, now on the other side of it, post reunion, I'm feeling a lot better, a lot comfortable sitting in this new life as a public figure. And I'm getting a lot more comfortable with the public having their own opinions and perception about me. And even though a lot of it has been positive, that's still kind of hard because that adds a level of pressure when everyone around you is romanticizing you and telling you that, oh, you're amazing, you're perfect, you could do no wrong, protect Marshall at all costs. Having that type of fan base can be damaging to someone who knows that they're flawed, who knows that they have stuff that they need to work on, that they're still working on. And that was another big reason why I was conflicted with even like, should I even be in a relationship right now? Because I can't pour into myself because of all this stuff that's happening. But all of that stuff is out the window. I'm sitting in my truth. And the truth is that I know that I want to be with this person. She's an amazing woman. She's one of those women who, through all of the BS that I've put her through, she is still right there. You know, I can't get rid of her. And that's the type of person that we all need in our lives, the ones who just keep showing up, the ones who are always there. And sometimes you take advantage of that. And I was about to lose probably the best thing that's happened to me for a very long time. And it was because of some stupidity and really just growing pains. But I'm on the other side of it now. I'm really happy with my life. I'm really happy with her. And we're moving forward.
Man,
I said a lot. My bad.
that was beautiful. You about to make me over here shed a thug tear, man. Damn, like shit. Why you gotta be so deep, dog? Like
Oh
why you
man,
gotta
I'm
go?
sorry.
Why you gotta tap into them emotions, man? Like I don't like being in that place, man. But no, I get it though. Like, um, I applaud you for saying that because we as men have issues with our emotions. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. But we have a hard time expressing our emotions, letting people know how we feel. And I think you do a great job at doing that. Um, letting people know how you feel, and being open about it, you know? And I wish that I wish to be honest, I wish I could be more like you in that sense because I feel as if there are times where, for example, someone might ask me, how are you doing, for example? And I'll just say, oh, I'm good. Or I won't really let them know what's really going on emotionally or whatever the case may be. So I applaud you, black man, for tapping into your emotions. And congratulations to your relationship, too, by the way.
Thank you,
So
brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
it sounds like that's going to evolve into your result. And see, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You went on the show looking for love, didn't work, but look, it brought you back to the person you needed to be with. So I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for
Thank
you
you.
and that relationship for sure.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Man, this was amazing. See, this wasn't too bad, was it?
Not too bad. Not too bad, man. You're a good interviewer.
Man, see, now hey, so this is going back to my broadcast journalism that degree that I once wanted from the number one journalism school in the nation, I guess I should say. But anyway, um, no, man. I appreciate you for coming on, Frat. I'm a big fan of yours, man. Hope nothing but the best to you. And sounds like we got a lot of kicking it to do, whether it's at the Seahawks game or in Dallas for the general convention, man. So we definitely gonna tap in for sure to see what's up in the Dallas streets and Seattle streets, man. I've never been to Seattle, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Because yeah, to be honest, I know it's black people in Seattle, but
It's not a lot
um,
of us, but we out here though.
y'all out there, okay, cool,
And we
cool,
like to
cool,
show
cool.
ourselves in the summer, but the winter, we be hibernating.
I feel you, dog. I feel that. Hey, that's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, you from Baltimore, so you know how the winter months. Okay, so is there really a difference between Seattle winter and Baltimore winter? Like, is one
Yeah.
colder
Oh
than
yeah.
the other?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Seattle winters they can get really cold, but it's a pretty mild cold. However, it's wet. And so,
That's what it is.
there's actually, and I don't know if I'm going to make a lot of Seattle people mad because I'm about to tell the real. The rain isn't that bad, but they say that it's bad so that people don't move out here.
Ah,
The rain really isn't that bad. It is a lot, and there's a lot of gray, Like we only get maybe like 3 months of the year we get sunshine. But then it's like, well, 3 months out of the year we get consistent sunshine. But then for the other 9 months, for the other 9 months, you know, it's gray with an occasional sun here and there. But the rain is like a mist. It's not like what you think rain is if you're not from here or if you never experienced it. It's really light. And so people walk around here with just a rain jacket. Some people walk around with an umbrella, but that's only if you're not from here. But a rain jacket with a hood gets the job done. And then you're good, keep it moving. Normally in other states and other cities, people gonna be like, oh, it's raining, I'm not going out the house today. That doesn't stop a thing out here.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
You need to holler at Brett to get some Gore-Tex Nike shoes or something, man. The
I
waterproof.
need to.
Man, the Gore-Tex Nike shoes we make, amazing, comfortable,
Okay.
water resistant, like waterproof. Holler at Brett about some Gore-Tex. Tell him I
Yeah.
sent you, because
Okay.
I'm of course, I mean, like I advertise Nike all the time, of course, since I work there, but like we got a lot of good stuff that'll get you through those mist storms, I guess,
Yeah.
if you could
Yeah.
say. A
Right.
lot of rain jackets, all that. Yeah, tell Brett to hook you up, man. He got some stuff he need to get rid of anyway. So
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit him up.
yeah, man, for sure. Um, let's see. Uh, anything else? Oh wait, are you a sneakerhead?
I am 100% sneakerhead.
Okay, let's tap into this a little bit. What's your favorite shoe?
Man, I mean, you gotta go with the classic grail. You gotta go with the Jordan 1, man. Come on.
Ooh, okay, all right,
Come
okay,
on
I
now.
see you. Yeah, I'm a big Jordan fan myself.
Okay.
Um, my favorite shoe of all time is the Jordan 9.
Okay.
The ones he wore in Space Jam. That's probably my top one. You
Okay.
probably can see him in that case back there, but wait, hold on, right here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Those
Okay. Okay.
those are the He Got Games 13s.
There we go.
I got those signed by Zion.
No
Um,
way. Okay.
yeah. So the story behind that is I was in Chicago, and basically I found out. Long story short, I found out his favorite movie was He Got Game,
Uh-huh.
and uh, I have season tickets to Bulls games. So I told him, well, I was on the court before the game,
Mhm.
and I asked him to sign my shoes, and he said, yeah, I'll sign them, and boom, I got them signed. So I put them in the
Wow.
case. I ain't worn them since then.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot longer, but I'm trying to keep it down for time. But no, it was a coincidence, and it just so happened to be for my birthday. So it was a good birthday gift for sure, to get them
Okay.
signed. I'm hoping him the best as he get back into the swing of things, man. So what have you been watching the playoffs?
I haven't been able to, man. I've been
I
running around.
figured, man. Dang.
I caught the overtime of the Lakers game last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was interesting. And it's funny how the Lakers are still producing after they sucked the entire season. And then they beaten the Grizzlies. Like the Grizzlies are
Yes.
number one in the West.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Oh man, I could talk about sports all day, man. And see, I'm glad you came on too, because now people are getting to see another side of you that they haven't seen from. I'm not bashing any other like podcasts or conversations you had, but I feel like here we're getting to hear what you like and what you know watch and what you're into, things of that nature, man. So because I know this love is blind stuff can somewhat be overwhelming, especially when you talking about it 24/7.
Mhm.
So no, I appreciate you for just having open dialogue, open conversation
Yeah, man. And,
with
and
me.
look, I appreciate you for not only for putting on for the fraternity, but I see Prophytes be like everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. People, you have created a very, very interesting and I would say loving space for Greek life. Outside of the normal Greek shenanigans stuff, but it's just like you have created this, and I'm super proud to call you my brother because of one, for this platform you're giving me to share more about myself, but also just for all Greeks to feel welcome. You know, like that's the introduction to, I feel like there should be a social media welcome packet. These are the top profiles to follow once you cross into any organization, and Prophytes be like, has to be up there.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I done came a long way because Prophytes could be 10 in December.
Okay.
And I mean, I started off as a private page where I was only letting Greeks in only, and I finally made it a public page in 2020.
Mhm.
Because there were some people saying, "Hey, man, you got a lot of good information that's not just related to the Greeks; it's related to Black people in general. So I think you need to make it public." So that's when I made my page public, and it's only been up from here. Now I'm talking to you now, like you
Yeah.
big time out here in these streets, man.
Oh
You
man,
took time
don't
to talk to little old me, man.
yo, don't
I
start
love
with
that,
that.
Fred. I appreciate you. I appreciate it, but no, Fred, no, I appreciate that for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add? Anything you like to say? Give you this space to say whatever.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like just y'all be on the lookout, man. I'm like I said, I got some things cooking up that I think that our culture and our organization would be proud of and would want to support. I don't want to speak too much on it now, but just be on the lookout. I'm gonna have some stuff come through on the social media front, and I'm really just looking forward to using this platform for good, because a lot of people use it just for their own personal gain. But you know, one of the things that um, I really want to just kind of buckle down on is the fact that this was given to me by the grace of God, and so you know, to whom much is given, much is required. So I'm taking that virtue and I'm applying it to this platform, and hopefully I can do some good with it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so, you got Instagram. Any other social medias you would like to shout out of yours?
Yeah, I am. Yes, I'm on Instagram and I'm on TikTok. You can find me on both at Marshall Glaze. Pretty simple. I'm the dude with the blue face, kind of like the Will Smith profile picture, but it's blue and it's my face in it. So follow me, and just pay attention. I got some good stuff coming.
And you said you got some stuff cooking, so I'm assuming it's the rest. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You said cooking. I went immediately back to pancakes, dog. My bad. I'm just a little hungry. That's all. But no, Marshall, I appreciate you for coming on. And like I said, we will be connecting in the future.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. To everyone watching, this is the Profiles Be Like podcast. If you haven't, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube if you're watching this. Also, we're on all podcast platforms: Apple, Google, Spotify, you name it. But yeah, this is the end. I wanted to sing that one song. Is this the end? You probably don't know nothing about that. That's a little throwback for you, dog. You don't know nothing about that. That's a little
I don't know about
that's
that,
throwback.
man.
Oh man, yeah. But no, this episode 37, y'all. We've come to the end. Want to thank Love is Blind season 4 cast member Marshall Glaze for coming on to the podcast. Member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Y'all know his socials at Marshall Glaze on TikTok and Instagram. Be on the lookout for more of his stuff he has coming, and be on the lookout for our next episode next week. Not gonna tell you who it is, but if you are subscribed, you will know. This concludes our podcast, and we are out of here.